Hi guys, it's me again, Jen. Welcome to the first episode of Sweet Spot, your sneak peek to Irish homes and apartments in different budget ranges. Hi guys, come in. This is an €800 one-bedroom apartment, and that's inclusive of the Wi-Fi and the bins. So basically, you just need to manage your electricity bill. And as we already know, water here is free for residential properties. Let's start with a little bit of background about the apartment. This is located in the center of Tralee, here in Kerry. That means it's walking distance to pretty much everywhere in the town. The shops, the restaurants, the train station, bus stops, gyms, the church, the park, and even the Atlantic Ocean. And I'm not even kidding. You name it and you'll be there in a few minutes. Because of that central location, this apartment used to be an Airbnb. And that also explains why it's designed as such. It's aesthetic and it has pretty much everything that you need, because that's what we really look for in an Airbnb, right? But for a while now, this has been up for long-term rentals because it requires less or very minimum amount of maintenance and management from the owner. I'm not gonna say who the owner is, but basically that's what he really wants. What I really love about this apartment is that it has a lot of big glass windows, which brings you natural light at any time of the day. Like, for example, now it's just shining right in front of my face, giving me this nice glow. And because of that natural light, you can have plants pretty much in every spot of the apartment. So if you're a plant lover, this is kind of like a heaven for you. And the next best thing about this apartment is it has a working fireplace. I mean, who doesn't love that? So maybe enough talk for now. Let's have a look at the apartment. As you walk in the apartment, you'll be welcomed by a tiny hallway, which then leads to 3 different doors. It's like a portal to 3 different places. But basically, that's the toilet, the bedroom, and the living area. To be honest, this spot looks a little bit dull for me, and that's why I really love this piece here, which is a coat hanger. It has bright colors. It pops up whenever you enter the apartment. And by the way, as far as I know, this is a DIY. We'll start with my favorite spot in this apartment, the living area. Okay, so you enter the door, you will find the couch on the right side. By the way, this is a sofa bed. So in case you have guests that you don't want to sleep in your bedroom, then this is a perfect spot for them. And then to a couch again. So beside this couch is our first plant. It's the ultimate spot, the fireplace. This apartment has a lot of creative walls. You'll see that as we go through each of the rooms. All of the walls in this apartment is painted white, and I think that's by design. It makes the whole apartment look bright, spacious, and clean. But having said that, this wall here is one of my favorite spots because in a sea of white walls, you have a popping black wallpaper with a combination of gold and silver colors, and that just makes this area pop. And I love that. This apartment already comes with a television, or a telly as they call it here. Now normally Irish apartments would already have the basic appliances like the fridge, the oven, the toaster, and sometimes the washing machine, but not the television. And I'm gonna tell you the interesting reason why. Here in Ireland, there is such thing called the TV license. It is a yearly fee of €160 that you need to pay for every television in your apartment or in your house. That doesn't only apply to televisions, but also to any monitors that can connect to the TV signal via a cable or an aerial dish. Now, if you are found not paying for it, you can be fined for €1,000 or up to €2,000 for subsequent offenses. The good news is if you are 70 years old or older, you are exempted.
If I could ever turn back time, and do it all again.
See, there's a lot of picture perfect spots in this little area, and that's one of the many things that I love about this apartment. As you can see, there are 3 different levels of hanging shelves, which then gives you a lot of storage space, which is very nice. But then you just need to be careful because this wall here is very visible to you and to your guests. So make sure that you maintain the aesthetic arrangement of everything in here. Now I'm gonna show you the next section of the living area, the dining.
She may be pretty.
All right, my God. It's so funny because it's just... Food is here, just right on time. Hello? All right, yeah, I'm coming down to you now. Bye. All right, the food has arrived, and what an impeccable timing because we're just talking about the dining area. So what I haven't told you is included in this series, the sweet spot, I will also be showcasing some of the restaurants within the vicinity. I'll be ordering food and having it delivered to the actual house. And so now, come on, let's have a little mukbang. Since I am in Tralee, I ordered from one of my favorite pizza places here, the Pizza King. So I have here a personal small pizza, my favorite, prawn pizza. And for dessert, I have chocolate brownie. Ooh. For the drinks, Coke Zero. Let's eat. So since we're eating, let's talk about the food scene in, oops. I don't know how to talk while eating. All right, so I think I am not able to talk while eating. Anyway, what I was saying is that here in Tralee, there's no shortage of restaurants, different cuisines, like you'll find Italian, Indian, Asian, Chinese, Thai. There's also a couple or 3 Asian shops or grocery stores where you can get ingredients to cook your own food. We don't have Korean restaurant around here, which is sad because that's one of my favorites. But sure, I can always go to the nearby counties. Let me talk more about what I'm eating. So this is prawn pizza. I know what you're thinking. You might have the same reaction as you have with Hawaiian, you know, pineapple on pizza. But I don't care. I really love this pizza. And I also love Hawaiian pizza. So, sorry, not sorry. More about Pizza King. What I love about this pizza is it's small. This small one would have the perfect proportion of the crust, cheese, the toppings, the prawns, and so on. Let's have dessert. Amazing. So you know, this is their only dessert in the menu, and rightfully so. This is... Oh, right. Let's go back to business. We're back. Now that I've eaten, I have a renewed energy for this video, not that I'm lacking of it. So this is exactly where I was eating earlier, and as you can imagine, this is such a small space. Probably good for just 2 people, one here and then one there. It's gonna be a little tricky if you have guests over, but then you have the whole living area to feed them. What I really love about this setup is that you have a nice view either way. If I sit here, my view is this big glass windows just in front of the kitchen. It's not outdoors because the view outside is just another apartment, but at least you don't feel cramped because there's a window and there's natural light coming in. On the other side then, if you sit across, then what you're gonna see is the living area where you can turn on the television and enjoy a Netflix show, or just look at this very nice facade. Every time I look at the camera preview, it's just every spot in this apartment is Instagrammable. So anyway, let's check the kitchen out. Now we're in the kitchen. If I look across, that is the living area, and just right in front of me is the dining table. I just want to say that I never thought that I love this color green so much because it just works so well in this apartment. Take a while to appreciate it just as much as I do.
Alexa's dreaming now, drifting off my couch.
Done. As I've said earlier, this apartment used to be an Airbnb. So you'll find all of the basic utensils and plates and dishes. The layout of this kitchen is pretty much normal because it's a rental property and there's very limited space here. So that's why, you know, the usual, you'll have the presses, a counter here, and then the sink in here, plus another press at the bottom. The tenants won't normally have so much headroom or leeway to do some more customization, but this really does the job. Actually, before we move on to the next room, which is the bedroom, let me just show you an interesting quirk about old Irish houses. It's quite easy to spot an old house or an old apartment because if you see a faucet with two taps, one for hot and one for cold, then it's quite an old apartment. That means if you need warm water, then you need to mix the hot water and the cold water to come up with a temperature of your liking. Getting to the right mix of the hot water and the cold water could be a little tricky. Based on what I read, the reason for the separation of the two taps is that the source of the hot water is a storage tank overhead and that's heated separately. And because of that, the water in that tank could be a little less cleaner than the running water from the cold tap. And so to avoid the contamination of the cold tap, which is meant to be good for drinking, right from the tap, then the two valves need to be separated. Just a little trivia, hot water needs to always be on the left, and that's basically so the blind people would know which is which. So enough of the top talk, let's go to the bedroom. Welcome to the bedroom. Same with the living area, the bedroom is one of the most important part of the apartment. This is meant to be your sanctuary because you spend a lot of time in here. The walls are also painted white, but the items in this bedroom has a color accent, which is turquoise and gold, which is so pleasant to the eyes. And you'll see that on the wardrobe, on top of the shelves, and it so happens that the bed sheet is also the same color. It's nice when it works out that well, right? You'll notice that there's no window in this bedroom that has an outdoor view, but because of the glass windows on that area, there is still natural light coming from the hallway, which is always nice because again, natural light just brightens up the whole place. It can get a little tricky if your job is night shift because sleeping with too much bright light could be a little challenging. So same with any window, you just need to put a curtain over it so that you can block all of the light and have a very good night's sleep. This apartment comes with this double bed and the headboard frame. Double bed is just a little smaller than a queen bed, which is 6 inches wider and 5 inches longer compared to a double bed. But look, this is already a comfy bed for 2 people, more so for a single person. Beside the bed is a nightstand with 3 drawers and a night lamp. Okay, so you might be thinking what this portal is here. This is actually the shower. Yeah, that is the shower. In old Irish houses, you might see that the shower is separate from the toilet, which is in another room, which is already very strange on its own, but also it is in the bedroom. There is an explanation to that, and if you want to know, then watch out for one of my next videos where I tackle the quirks of the old Irish houses. Anyway, come have a look at that tiny shower.
It's nice to know you care about something, even when it's unfair. You know it's better than nothing. Yeah, I got you.
The toilet. As we've seen that the shower is separate, we'll only find the sink here and the toilet. What I love about this though is its high ceiling and it has that big glass window on top that makes the air here very fresh. If it gets a little bit nippy, you can close that window there using this rope. So that's it, guys. Let me know in the comment box down below if you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping that I'll see you again on the next episode of The Sweet Spot. Ciao!